Hi, my name's Donna Dugan. I'm 49 years old. I grew up in McCurtain County, just right across the state line in Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
So, what was your home life like?
My home life consists of my mother and father. I was adopted when I was 4. Both of them was on a fixed income, so we really had to make do with what we had, and in the interim, it was kind of tight. We found stuff to do outside. We climbed trees, and that's the reason why my life started involving around basketball. I did basketball for my pastime, my fun time, and my priority time.
What is the biggest change between my generation and yours?
I always hear people talking about the millenniums, and the biggest change between my generation of Generation X toward Generation Y is I feel like Generation X always wanted to work, wanted to get out and make the best of what they had. Generation Y is a result of Generation X, is because we always given everything to Generation Y. With the computers coming along and everything is immediate, as soon as you want something, you're able to look for it, get the answer for it without researching it and having to put in the work. So I think probably the biggest change in my generation that I see is the computers.
So, how have you changed the most between childhood and adulthood?
I think the biggest change is having a family, getting married, when the focus comes from all about me to all about your children, wanting them to have more than what you've had, and realizing that the Lord put us here for a reason. One is to witness and to praise and honor Him, and the next is to make sure your family understands that they become the most important thing of your life. So probably the top change that I can feel in my life is, one, the Lord, and then two, my family.
Hi, my name is Greg Dugan. I'm almost 47 years old. I grew up in LA, actually. Now I live in, no, LA is Lower Arkansas. I grew up in Gillum, Arkansas, actually between Grannis and Gillum, and I went to high school in DeQueen, Arkansas.
What was your home life like?
Um, Mother and father had two sisters, one older and one younger, raised on a farm. Mom and dad both were teachers. One mom taught elementary school and dad taught high school. We had cows and chickens, and whenever I turned 13, my dad put in laying hens, which kept us busy 7 days a week, including Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and holidays. Um, had the run of the countryside, rode horses, go-karts, motorcycles. Um, had a wonderful childhood. Didn't think it at the time, but was very blessed.
What do you think the biggest change is between my generation and yours?
The biggest change is probably the world is smaller. And what I mean by that, we can turn on a TV, we can turn on a computer, we can turn on a phone, a laptop, iPad, anything, and see people from around the world. And I think that the the things that happened that you didn't hear about until you heard Tom Brokaw or somebody that night on the nightly news. That was your only informational highway back then, and now you can literally be sitting in a bus station or sitting out in the deer woods and be knowing what's happening across the oceans.
How have you changed the most between childhood and adulthood?
Um, Childhood and adulthood. Back then it was all about me, and now it's about my wife and my two daughters. And I have a son-in-law, and I have a grandson on the way. So I think that's probably the differences. My priorities have changed more from focusing on myself and me getting through school and me getting married and having a family to watching my kids grow up and have families.